Welcome to the DGN YouTube channel with the another episode of an AJETT conversation. Today I am here with a very special person of mine. To me, he has taught me almost everything that I know production wise. Some people know him as the Lost Habit, but I know him as Nate.
That's good.
So introduce yourself.
Hello, people of the internet. My name is Nate. I go by Lost Habit, production-wise. I've been producing for a few years now. Originally, I was known as Beanie Beats, but that didn't really take off because it was a terrible name. But, yeah, so what's going on now with music? Working on an EP currently working on a mix for Party 95. Shout out to Full Sail EDM for that opportunity, the EDM organization club at Full Sail University. That's it. Sweet. Let's have a conversation.
So, like I said, Nate has taught me of almost everything that I know besides another person, Kawan.
Yes, sir.
We decided that we wanted to talk about like how EDM has affected us. I feel like you should go first.
Sure. So, originally, when I first found EDM, I didn't know it as EDM. The only EDM I knew of at the time was dubstep. And dubstep was like on the rage. Like I found UKF, and the first thing I found was their August mix, which blew my mind. And I had no idea what the hell I was listening to. I had no idea EDM was even a genre. I had no idea what dubstep was. I just liked what I heard. So I basically did what every middle schooler did and went to YouTube to mp3.com and burned that shit onto an iPod. And then I would usually listen to that. And like at times when like I get like in a blue period, I guess you could say, I usually listen to that mix. And it was exhilarating and got me like happy and everything. And EDM is a very, 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 very positive genre of music compared to others. And EDM can have a huge impact on someone, even like because like some of the lyrics in some of any song in the EDM genre just really hits home. Like one of my personal favorites is everyone's favorite is "Don't You Worry, Child" from Swedish House Mafia. That one's the lyricism in that track is just it hits home for me at least. And then another one, I'm trying to find the name of it. "If I Lose Myself" from Alesso and One Republic is another great one. That's actually that song actually started the new chapter in my life as I was flying down to Florida to come to college. That was the first song that played on my iPod when I first downloaded that album, which was a big step. But yeah, EDM, huge music industry, part of the music industry, and people usually kind of take it like, it's full of drugs and bad kids and whatever else. Like I've never been to an event yet, but from what I hear, it's just a huge love fest, and everyone loves each other no matter if you're black, white, purple, Asian, Hispanic, a freaking goblin who lives underneath a freaking bridge. Like you will be loved at these events, and I hear it's a good time. And I know you went to one before.
I've been to three.
That's right.
Well,
I know of one.
Technically, one was at an anime convention, but the other two is I got to see my idol Skrillex, and then I got to see Dylan Francis. But my story is kind of similar to yours. It's like only I discovered it in high school recently, and that was in 9th grade, and I'm a senior now. But it was an anime club, and like coincidentally, I came the day they were having a Smash Brothers tournament because that's like the way we socialize besides anime and digital. And
Gotcha.
I remember Kawan, he was playing the Kill Everybody remix by Skrillex, and like I didn't know what it was, but I was like you, I just like what I was hearing. I was like, what is this? He was like, this is called dubstep. You never heard of dubstep? So like that week, I was just like primarily focused on dubstep, trying to figure out anything like that. Before Skrillex, that was Chris Murdoch.
Yeah.
he was like one of the first few people that I started listening to religiously, and then Kawan introduced me to Skrillex. He and like that's when I was just like, this is the type of person that I want to base this career off. And like, I didn't even know like what DJ, like I didn't even know the EDM DJs existed either, because like I was just like thinking of like, I wonder if there's a way that I can show people my taste in music, but be creative with it at the same time, rather than just taking my phone and putting my headphones on their ears. And like, and then 10th grade DJ Club came along, and I pretty much ran that shit. Like, I felt like I was the only committed member. Like, originally it went from 20 people to being in the whole club to like 15 to 10 to 2, and it was me and a student. Like, it was just, and then it just went left on to just me and the dude Sion, who's primarily a reggae and hip hop DJ.
Gotcha.
And we started DJing events for the school, robotics events. Last year I got to DJ prom, which was a really strange experience, because it was difficult. And like, my worst gig though was when I DJ'd the sophomore ball. Oh my god! But
we all have our bad gigs.
Yeah. And like eventually I did go, like when I went to Otakon, and like I did get to experience my first rave. It was just like a great, like it was a good experience, but it wasn't as like fun as it was when I went to go see Skrillex, because you know reasons why. But
yeah,
like you are right on the whole EDM is about like happiness and culture, and like everybody loves everybody. And like when I went to go see Skrillex, like I felt that vibe. Like it was just like even like I was on the brink of crying, because I didn't really feel like this was real. Like a community where everybody, like, despite the drugs and the Molly and all of that stuff, everybody has a sheer respect for everybody, and it's all based on one genre of, like, it was based on one style of music. Because like you had, like, I could, like, if I did like acted how I did at raves at my school, people would see my enjoyment as a sense of ridicule.
Yeah, for sure.
In comedy, and like just something to laugh at me. Oh, look at this big nigga dancing and shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like they'll say the same thing, but they're like cheering me on. Is like, yeah, he's having fun, so we're having fun with him too. And like the Skrillex concert was the best, because I did have a little bit more of an experience, because I did get my first kiss at the Skrillex concert. But
hey,
like.
I mean, dude, that's like the best first kiss ever. Like at a Skrillex concert, like, okay, your favorite DJ for one, and then whatever song was playing, you told me, but I forget. Like your favorite song from Skrillex was playing, and then all of a sudden you're stuck in the face with a girl, and that's your first kiss at a fucking Skrillex concert with your favorite song in the background. Like, there's no better way. There's no better way whatsoever.
Like nobody can say that they've had that experience. Except for my friend, I think she kissed her boyfriend at a Sleep with Sirens concert. But
hey, either way, like even at a concert, your first kiss at a concert, that's so dope.
Like I was just waiting for, okay, when is Skrillex just going to call me on stage saying, "Hey Austin, I've been listening to your music, and I want you to sign these papers. You're going to Austin, come with me." And I'm like, I'm just waiting for that, because it was just like such a stream of good luck throughout the beginning of that year.
Right. I feel you. Yeah, it's like Oslo is a really dope label that Skrillex has run. Like a lot of the artists that, like him and Diplo with Matt Decent, those two and their labels, they have very unique artists, which is a good thing, because as dope as Big Room is, it gets tiring after like 3 tracks. And there's a DJ who will not be named, but I hear he loves Chipotle, who always plays Big Room, Carnage. And so, I mean, like, so with Ausla and Mad Decent holds, like, the producers that I hear on there, like, they have such a different sound. Like, even just like the mixing and the production itself just has a different sound compared to everything else. And that's with Ausla and Mad Decent. Like, the whole roster underneath those two labels are completely different compared to like anybody who's like on Beatport or Ultra Records or whether Spinning Records and those mainstream labels. Well, even though Ausla and Mad Decent are kind of mainstream, but
there's like a third contender that I feel like that could go really good with Ausla and Mad Decent as Dimmock, because Dimmock has some really good EDM artists, because that's the one Steve Aoki runs.
Right. I haven't heard anyone from Dimmock actually, so I probably should do that.
Yeah, they have Infected Mushroom, I think.
Oh yeah. Okay, no, I know Infected Mushroom. Yeah. They actually followed me on Twitter for like a week, and then they unfollowed me. I don't know why.
I think I met somebody from their group, but I forgot. Yeah,
that's pretty dope. So let's talk production. So first, let's start. Knowing I started the whole. What got you into EDM? What got you into production?
Kawan and you.
Okay.
Mostly, but
what made you get interested in becoming a producer? Aside from like, what's the story?
Like, it was just like another one of those things like where I was already pretty good at DJing, so I felt like my quote unquote manager, Mr. Gavin, who was an English teacher at the school, he ran the DJ club. He was just saying like, maybe you should like focus on like trying to build yourself up in another way, and like he said, he brought up production, even though like he mainly wants to be a DJ, but I swear to God, if you saw this dude, he looked like he'd hung with Harwell and Alesso and like all of those guys. He looks like one of those people that would DJ. He just doesn't have the skill yet. I know more than him, but he just basically brought production to me. Then Kawan gave me my first copy of FL Studio, and I started taking myself from there. Like, even from my first track, Nightman. God, that was horrible. But like, it was just like that whole entire weekend, I was just up day and night, like all weekend, just trying to like perfect my first song. Like, and I got it done in like 3 days, and then posted it straight to YouTube with confidence. Like, I feel like even if it sounds bad, it's like always great to approach your tracks with confidence, because like even as a first track compared to like all the shit that you make now, like you're just like, holy shit, I've progressed.
Yeah. Like that's for any other producers that are gonna be listening to this. If you feel like you're not getting anywhere with your production, and let's say you've only been producing for like 6 months, listen to your first track compared to your newest one. Like, even if the progression that you've made from month 1 to month 6 isn't that big, it's still going to be big due to the fact, like, let's say you don't know music theory, but like you're learning it as you progress, which I think every producer should learn music theory, but that's just my opinion. I like that little melody I did, and I like that rhythm I did on this lead on month 6. I wish I did that for month 1, but I didn't know that for month 1 because you're practicing, you're progressing, you're discovering new things. And obviously going on YouTube and searching up tutorials for whatever digital audio workstation you're on helps tremendously. But
one thing I do feel though is like, I feel like everybody should at least try to practice with more than one DAW, because like it's a lot of variety of artists. Like, there are some artists I would love to collab with, and artists that would love to collab with me, but then they found out, oh, I use FL Studio. Shit, I use Ableton.
Right.
And like at the same time, I feel as though we need to reincorporate stems, because people are too lazy to make stems for every other track.
Stems isn't that difficult to make. It's just the fact of, like, if you have, say that I'm working on a huge track on Logic and you're on FL Studio, and I want to send you this huge track because I think that we both can work on it. But then I can render out each individual instrument as stems, no problem. It's the fact of actually sending it over that people are like, I don't feel like doing this, doing that. I don't feel like sending all of these files over. Like, just put it in the Dropbox. Like,
I feel like the harder you work, the harder your song is going to be. Like, if it's that one trick that you try to get to, like, mess with that melody and mess with that fade in or fade out or effect, and like it's taking a really long time to do, don't just try to cop out and try to try to do something, make it easy. Like, continue to make it more difficult, because that's something that we've all fell victim to. Like, we just tried way too hard to just like get the song done as fast as possible. But
yeah, for sure. The thing with stems though, like, it kind of sucks, because like, what if you're working on like this track at night, this collaboration that you're doing, you only have a stem. People are like, I don't like this chord, because let's say they recorded it through MIDI and they're playing it on their keyboard, and like they did one chord but they hit a wrong note, so it sounds sour, and they send you the stems for it. You can't edit it because it's a chord progression. If it was just like a single or just like one note melody, you could probably sample it and fix the pitch.
Or if you're both using the same synthesizers, you could just edit that preset, like save the preset, give them the preset file, and then remake the chord yourself.
Right. You could do that, but there's also an easier way where you can just export MIDI. So if I'm doing this one chord progression and I give you the MIDI file, you can put that on any VST you want. You can put that on Massive, you can put that on Cymbals, you can put that on a piano roll, you can put that on a fucking kick drum. It's MIDI. So, like, if people are too lazy to send stems, send MIDI, because it's a smaller file to send and you can send a lot more. And plus, if, like, say that I do some type of melody and you don't like it, I want to change this third to a fifth or whatever else, you can just do that in the piano roll, because I sent you the notes rather than a stem. I prefer MIDI over stem, but sometimes you need the stems to know what exactly you're working with and what the feel of that melody is supposed to be like. Because you can send me a chord progression and you're going to have it on pads and it's supposed to sound chill, but I might listen to it like, oh yeah, this is going to be a crazy synth lead with a super duper compressed side chain on it, whatever else. Like, it varies. It kind of depends.
I feel like one thing we should talk about is like outsiders looking into EDM, and like just like how we've heard other people have their perceptions on what EDM is.
How do you mean?
Like how that Jerry Pete character saw electronic music, and like how a lot of people that don't like EDM in our social groups, like how they see it.
Absolutely, yes. I want to talk about that.
So, like, one thing I feel as though we should discuss is how outsiders look into EDM, and like how some people feel as though it's just noise, and like how some people feel as though they hate it, because they just don't like it. Because there are two things I would like to talk about looking back at this. Is like, there's one specific person known as Jerry Pete, and he feels as though electronic music, especially remixing a song that's not electronic based, is pretty much an insult to the original creator. So like, he feels as though like fan created content, because like, this is me talking from the MLP base, like he talks about how such beautiful music comes out of the show, and he feels as though anybody that remixes the songs from the show, they're terrible because they're ruining a song. And like, he feels as though it's just like somebody trying to make the song sound better. I feel as though remixes are just like a way to have your own little take on the song itself, rather than trying to make the song sound better. And like,
that's exactly what a remix is. A remix is it's self-explanatory. It's a remix. It's like your interpretation of the track itself. That's why it can be discovered as a whole new track in general. Like, the first track I released under my new alias Lost Habit was a remix, and I got such positive vibes from it. If you listen to the original track compared to the track, if you compare the original track to my remix of that track, they're two completely different genres. It's from Nikita Katrias, Selenic Black, which was on his, I don't remember which album, but like his third to last album, I believe, had Selenic Black on it, and he wanted me to remix it for him for that album, and I did that in like a weekend. But like remixing a song can completely change the outlook of the original song itself. Like for the example, that one dude who I don't even remember his name because I could give a fuck less about him, the Pete dude. Like when he did that whole special about like, oh, fuck EDM and fuck DJs, I forget who did it, but someone actually ended up doing a dubstep remix of that, and it turned out dope. So now when I watch that video of him talking about, oh, DJs fucking suck, I just laugh at it because, well, DJs suck, well, a producer just took your fucking statement and resampled it. Because apparently that's an insult, so now we're insulting you for insulting us.
And the crazy part is like he claims that a lot of famous EDM artists, like he was calling out people like Skrillex and Zed, and like these dudes already have music experiences because like look at Zed, look at Skrillex, look at Midas, look at Daft Punk, just look at like some of the most top charting EDM artists, and like Zed was a freaking piano prodigy at like 5 years old or some shit.
Yeah.
And Skrillex was in a band, so you already know he has musical experience, and like he claims to be this death metal like lover, like he's so obsessed with metal, and like he just like talks so much trash about EDM, but like a lot of the times people like Skrillex and people like Zed are doing things for those artists behind the scenes, and like that's the thing that he doesn't understand. But like another experience I had is like, this is recently because we've like all saw my video on the Jack U Justin Bieber collab. It's just like, I told you about that one person that didn't like the song because of Skrillex, right?
Yeah.
Because like she basically said that she didn't like it because Justin didn't sing enough, and
Justin sung a lot, but okay.
He's only because he only sung that one verse one time, and then it was the drop that go in between. Because like a lot of people don't understand how EDM works. Because like let's just describe a basic house track with vocals.
Sure.
So like Reload, for example, and it's an intro that just starts with a basic kick and then a build up to the vocals. And like the vocals go on for a little bit. The vocals build up to the drop, then goes down to the vocals again, and then makes another build up to a second drop, and then it's an outro.
That's the basic one. They might like add in like a bridge if that producer is feeling, cocky, because nowadays, I mean, some EDM is kind of depressing, but like that is the general
idea.
Pattern of EDM music. It's usually like the intro, vocal has like an effect on it where it rises with the build up itself, then the drop, and then the vocals might be cut up in the drop depending on what kind of song it is, and then vocals again.
Empire of the Sun Zed remix, but
yeah,
like that's another one of my favorites. But I feel like even though Skrillex is like my biggest inspiration, Zed is that one person that has that sound that I want desperately. Like songs like Clarity and songs like Stay the Night, and in the second drop of the Empire of the Sun remix, it's just like that's the sound that I want as a DJ. But at the same time, with Skrillex, I do like to try the styles because like I have been delving into the Jungle Terror community, people like Weewek and Ducksworth. You don't know these people, but
I do not know these people. But
because like Weewek is doing a track with Skrillex soon, but I have been delving in the Jungle Terror community. I do make trap beats on the side, but I don't try to get known for that because I don't want to appeal to the wrong crowd.
Right.
And I do try dubstep. Like I have like 2 dubstep songs that I'm working on, but I just don't leave any trace. These like theme songs for DGN. But other than that, it's just like me wanting to expand my horizons a lot more than I have.
Gotcha.
Because that's where I take inspiration from Skrillex.
Yeah, Skrillex is all over the place. Like if you look at Skrillex before he was Skrillex, when he was Sonny Moore, but he was making EDM, like that stuff is nothing compared to what Skrillex does now. Like Skrillex is literally all over the place when it comes to EDM.
And like the disappointing part is people are saying that like, oh, I miss the old Skrillex and I don't want him to do anything different. Like I miss when he like was just dubstep, and it's like he's basically trying to show the world he's not a one trick pony, because when he was in dubstep and when he won those, like he was like at first he was the shit, but then when he won those Grammys, people want to say, the hipsters come around saying, oh, he don't like him because he's mainstream, so he became disliked in the dubstep community. So basically in his mind he was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not gonna do dubstep as much as I used to. I'm gonna try to do stuff more stuff and appeal to everybody else. And even still he's disappointed by that. And even if he did go back to just doing dubstep, people would still hate him because he's mainstream in the dubstep community.
Gotcha.
It's just like he can't win. And
well, that's kind of how it is nowadays with like the audience. Like you can never please the whole crowd. Like you can drop the nastiest drop on the main stage at Ultra Day 3, last set of the night. You can drop the best finale possible, but there's gonna be that one guy who's gonna be like, I don't like the kick. Seems a bit too compressed. If he's a producer, or even if he's not, he's gonna act like he's a producer. Like, that kick's too loud. I think there's too much reverb on it. Like, why the fuck would you put a reverb on the kick in the first place if it was a like you really can't please everybody when it comes to that kind of shit. And knowing Skrillex is so huge, he's gonna have more haters, obviously. So, I mean, I don't think they get to him whatsoever, because Skrillex did make a dubstep track not too long ago.
All is fair, love and bro step.
Yeah, bro step. Yeah, the all is love is fair, blah blah blah, bro step. That the first track on Recess. I don't know the actual string of words, but there's actually a track before that, or a little after Recess came out, that he ended up posting on his Instagram, I believe. It was a dubstep track. And
no, it was Snapchat. It was two songs that he
was it Snapchat? Yeah. It was 2 tracks. It was on Snapchat, and they were pretty dope. But obviously, like, he is now more into the trap area of EDM, which I think is dope.
Like, in a way, that's kind of Diplo's fault. Because like 90% of the trap tracks he's doing right now aren't solo.
Yeah,
like they're mostly
Dirty Vibe was him and
Diplo, G Dragon, and
yeah. Someone else.
Something K. They were just K-pop artists.
Right.
But yeah, like a lot of people are just seeing. Like I feel like it is a little bit of Diplo's fault. Not saying that's bad that it's Diplo's fault, or like it's anything wrong with Diplo. It's just like the fact of the matter that like,
right.
Diplo is primarily trap and twerk based. Like if you go to a Diplo show,
there's going to be twerking contests. There's going to be twerk music, because that's what Diplo is about. The whole Diplo situation is like, he is all about, twerk life and trap music, and yeah, Skrillex got into that, but like Skrillex put his own twist on it. Like some of the synths and some of the sound design that you hear is dubstep based. Like he can take the same sounds that he used in but most of his trap tracks that he collabed with, and he can put that within a dubstep track, no problem.
I remember one thing that like I feel like Skrillex and Zomboy trolled the shit out of us though with their Ragabond remixes. It's like, holy shit, Skrillex and Zomboy are finally doing a song together. This is gonna be the best dubstep track you ever heard, and then it's trap.
It was like, still dope though.
It was good. It was amazing. It was just like, oh, it's trap. Like it was a twist. It was just like that M. Night Shyamalan with a twist type of thing. It's just like you didn't expect that to happen. It was still good though, and like basically it was made based off of that whole controversy over people claiming that Zomboy had stole Skrillex's synth from from his original track, and then people saying Skrillex stole that from Zomboy and blah blah blah. And then Zomboy came back out and said it was just coincidence that the song sounded alike. I never, like, if it seemed like I stole from Skrillex, that was never the intention. So Skrillex was just like, you know what, fuck it, let's just do a track together to show we are not hating each other. Because even though people thought Skrillex and Zomboy hated each other, because like in All Is Fair in Love and Bro Step, it was that part. It was like, where it says it's fucking Zomboy, and then like Skrillex oversampled that, was like it's fucking Guess Who's Back, motherfucker. And it's like But like, and then it was another part. It was like it's fucking, and then it was somebody laughing. But,
So it's like the thing I don't understand about feuds in the EDM community is like everyone has to fight about something. Like, for example, let's take my idol and my inspiration, Joel Zimmerman, Deadmau5 himself. Yes, he's a troll. Yes, he can be a dick.
Thing?
What's that?
The Wild Style thing. When that one dude stole the...
I was actually going to mention Afrojack, but that's a better one. So, yeah, so, like, a good argument would be the whole Deadmau5 and Wild Style thing. Deadmau5, for people who aren't familiar, released the 4x4=12 album, and the first track on that was Some Chords. And the chord progression for Some Chords is something that anybody in the EDM community, anybody who listens to Deadmau5, when they hear those chords, they know shit's about to get real, because some chords. But so Wild Styles released a track. I forget the name of it, but the chord progression was the same, and
same.
It was the exact same, and I believe it was in the same key as well.
No, it wasn't in the same key. It was like
I would have to figure it out. I would have to check, because the key for Some Chords, I believe, is G sharp minor, if I remember correctly. But I'd have to double check because I have stems. But anyways, so Deadmau5 is flipping his shit, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're just jealous because he took this song and he made it better than what you did." And I made a comment saying, "Well, hey, what if you made a track with the dope chord progression, everybody liked it, and then I came along, I did the same chord progression, but then did a hardstyle remix of it, but everyone loved my shit more. How would you feel? You'd be pissed."
Did you see what happened when Deadmau5, like, he really got pissed off by everybody, and, like, on his live stream, he was like, "You know what, fuck it, I'm gonna make a hardstyle track," and then he posted on the SoundCloud, and it was just,
that was
overly limited.
That was overly distorted, freaking 30 fucking guitar.
I remember I actually legit gave a legit constructive criticism on it, like just to like troll the troll master.
You can't troll the troll master. You cannot troll Joel.
I feel like Deadmau5 and Dylan Francis are pretty much like, I feel like they're brothers in like the comedic scene. Except Deadmau5 is more of a jackass, where Dylan Francis is like the friendly brother.
Exactly. Deadmau5 is the guy who'll make a joke and it'll hurt you, but it's more funny than more painful, so to speak. Dylan Francis will just make a joke and it'll be 100% hilarious. Both are equally hilarious characters. I think Dylan Francis is a bit more funny, but Deadmau5 just has that certain type of humor that always gets me sometimes. Because
I always love artists with a sense of humor. It's not just like they don't want to. It's not that they're showing their personal lives. It's just like they want to make the audience happy with more than just their music.
Right, exactly. And like the cool thing too is like Deadmau5 opened up his website where for $5 a month you can get a hold of any track that he ever made ever, whether it was in a live stream or something that he released way back in the day that's no longer around. He puts on this website, as well as like pictures from like his personal life, just like on there, like all him and his buddies going out skiing or snowmobiling or whatever else. And on top of that, when he live streams, there's a chat room where you can chat with Deadmau5 himself, and he'll reply to you. Because like people thinking, oh, the chat rooms are anarchy. I've been in the chat before, and there's like the most I've seen is like 100 people at most. So like, that's a really, really dope thing that he does. And, like, he does a lot of good things. Like, the whole ALS issue, like, with the Ice Bucket Challenge. Deadmau5 is like, why the fuck are people putting ice over their heads? Here's $30,000, go find a cure, or whatever else. Like, obviously other people did that too, but everyone's just, like, nailing into other people's heads like he's a bad guy. He's not a bad guy. It's just people just piss him off because people are stupid. But it happens. Like, everyone's going to be a critic, everyone's going to have their opinion about something, and obviously, if Deadmau5 has an opinion, he's going to express it. And if I have an opinion about him, I'm going to express it. It's just kind of how it goes.
Like, I remember, like, it's just like, I don't even know what the fuck I was going to say. Also, I realized that it's like one of my favorite hats, and I forgot that you are from New Bedford, and this is a Celtics hat.
Is it the what?
It's a Celtics hat.
Oh, that's it's an hour away from me. Yes.
But
Bedford, Mass. Not New Bedford no more, though. But yeah.
What was I gonna say? It was something about Dead Mouse. Oh, were the rumors true that he did music for Minecraft or no?
The rumors are not true that he did music for Minecraft. He did make Minecraft-inspired music, such as F and Pig, F and Pig, Infra Turbo Pig Kart Racer. There's one more I can't remember. And no, the rumors are not true.
Turbo Kart Pig was the shit. Like that was just like my power walking song. Like back when I lived out in Owens Mills in the county, it was just like my bus stop was like about a mile and a half away from me. So
right.
like I would like every morning I would just turn on that song and just like start power walking my way, because like it was just like it starts off slow and then like you like get faster. Like it was just like my footstep was just moving to the speed.
Right. No, it's a really dope track. That whole album's actually really great. The While One Is Less Than Two album is a truly iconic album.
I still haven't heard that album yet.
You still have not listened to While One Is Less Than Two. What are you doing with your life? that
I
album
didn't pay $5 a month for the website.
What's up?
I didn't pay $5 a month.
Oh well, you don't even need the it's an album released on iTunes. It's the one that was Grammy nominated this past year. The one with the interpretations of his piano compositions 7, which was an incredible composition.
I miss my mouse head.
Do you not have it anymore?
It got eaten by mice, remember?
That's so ironic. You did not tell me that.
I did tell you that. So basically, the story behind that is like I used to go to this tech center. That's when I made the mouse head.
Yeah.
And like, but like the tech center isn't dirty or anything like that. It was just like it wasn't an abandoned building, and like there was a mouse problem that we were still taking care of, but we didn't take care of in time. So I put the mouse head in the closet because it did have a injury at one of my gigs for this kid show, because like I wore the mouse head for the kids.
Gotcha.
And like when we were pulling it through the door, the ear got bent. But
okay.
We were gonna go fix it. So the next week, I come in, it's just like shavings coming out of the closet, and like then I check the mouse head and it's like holes everywhere, and I'm just like,
damn.
Oh my god.
That's
like,
so ironic. That's
like,
so ironic.
I run to Mr. Coy, and he was like, "Oh my, like Mr. Coy, what happened to the helmet?" He was like, "Oh, the mice got to it." And I was just like, "You gotta be kidding me, right?" So mice ate the mouse head.
That's hilarious.
I want Dead Mouse to hear that story. I need Dead Mouse to hear that story.
So like another huge thing with like the people looking in from the outside when it comes to the EDM, where like people on the outside are like, oh my god, EDM's so stupid, it's just noise. Like, alright, cool. Listen to the top 40 on the Billboard pop charts, and I guarantee you at least half of those songs are EDM influenced or completely EDM. For example, Clarity, Stay the Night. That's it. There's this other track by Demi Lovato I can't remember. They're like, oh no, well, that's Demi Lovato's song. Yes, but someone produced it and it's an EDM track. If you took out the vocals and you just listened to the instrumental itself, that'd be progressive house.
And just so you know, and like just for the believers out there, just so you know, Skrillex wasn't the first EDM artist to collab with Justin Bieber, because, you know, Beauty and the Beat?
I haven't heard that one.
Beauty and the Beat by Justin Bieber and Nicki Minaj. Zed produced that song and sold the rights to them, to Justin Bieber and Nicki Minaj.
Go figure. I had no idea. Yeah, and like a lot of things too, like, trap music is so dope, Waka Flocka Flame, it's so dope. Like, so you're telling me the reason why you turn up to your trap music is because it's Waka Flocka Flames track, or is it because of the beat? I guarantee you, if with the same track on without the vocals, you're still going to, as these kids say it, turn up. So,
like a lot of people just use the lyrics as an excuse to not wanting to listen to an instrumental alone, but like they're not really listening to the lyrics. It's just like I do live, like we both know what it's like to live in like an urban community where rap is the dominant genre.
Of course.
And like it's really difficult listening to our style of music when, and like people like always give this negative vibe talking about, oh, it's just noise, no words, but like nigga, you keep saying that, but 9 times out of 10 you're only listening to Hot Nigga for the dance and the beat.
True.
You're only listening to Yo Gotti, Chief Keef, and all these other dudes just because they got a hard beat. You don't listen to people like Hopsin. You don't listen to people like Tyler the Creator. You don't listen to people like Childish Gambino, where their lyrics are the most influential part of their music rather than the beat.
Right.
Because like they don't, like, it's just like they intentionally rap on simplistic beats because they want people to hear what they have to say rather than hear what the producer created.
Exactly.
And it's just
well,
like,
that's not entirely true because Hopsin produced his Knock Madness album, and some of the beats in that album,
like, the beats are good, but at the same time they're simplistic.
They go go pretty hard. Like the first one, Fiends Knocking, I believe it's called. That beat goes pretty hard, and it's pretty simplistic at first, but when it gets like into the track, like the beat kind of builds up on top of itself. So like the reason, my guess is the reason why I did that is so like when you first hear the song and like the first verse starts, there's really nothing to go on aside from that piano chord just playing over and over and over again. So you're focusing on Hopsin's voice and his words. Now, when you're more in tune with his voice and his words, as the song goes on, they're going to add more instrumentals in or more instruments in because you're going to be paying attention to Hopsin's voice and you're not going to pay attention to the instrumental, which is a really fucking smart move. But yeah, for like trap music, I don't give a shit. They're going to go hard right in the beginning and they're going to say, I got Benz on Papa Band because
first
I don't
bitch,
like
then
Benz.
I smoke a blunt, boom.
And
Take a
then
nigga
here
shit
comes
and
the
I
drop.
do what I want. Like that's basically what it is. Like, I mean, and my brother, he does like rap music and trap music. Like, he says like he primarily listens to like rap for the lyrics, but at the same time, it's all the same stuff. Like,
right.
Like where you can say yes, EDM for like stuff like house, it's all the same tempo 90% of the time. But at the same time, with rap nowadays, like people try to pass this as hip hop.
Yeah,
like
no, that's not hip hop.
It's just like people constantly try to say it's like all about lyrics, but like it's the same stuff. It's like it's either drugs, get money, kill somebody, rinse and repeat. But they're just saying it all. They're all saying it differently. And the most common person known for this is Chief fucking Keef. And
I mean, Bobby Shmurda made some pretty clear statements on both Hot Nigga and Bobby Bitch, whatever the fuck it was. Like, he's basically talking about killing and whatever else. And then, ironically, after Bobby Bitch came out, he actually got arrested with like $1 million bail or some shit. I don't know if that's true.
He had like 70 years to left.
Yeah, but basically, he's in jail. And like I barely pay attention to hip hop now due to that reason. Like the hip hop artists I listen to, like one you mentioned, Mac Lethal. I mean, not Mac Lethal's the guy I listen to, but you mentioned Hopsin. Mac Lethal's a dope one. For anyone who doesn't know Mac Lethal, he has a couple viral videos. The one that everybody knows is when he's doing the fast rap to "Look at Me Now" by Chris Brown, and he's making pancakes at the same time. That one's a dope one. But like his original music is so dope, and like actually now he's working on a TV show with FX for a book he wrote 2 summers ago. So he's doing big things, and like a lot of rappers I listen to actually serve or give out a message rather than hey, fuck bitches get money, which is obviously very tiresome.
Like the rappers that we list off, sometimes they talk about these things, but that's not the only thing they talk about. Like I feel like Childish Gambino's song "World Star." Like he was basically talking about all of the shit that you basically see on the infamous to me but famous to the black community World Star Hip Hop, where it's nothing but fight videos, twerk videos, stolen Vine compilations, etc. and etc.
Right.
And like it's like the way he talks about it, it's just like it sounds like he's experiencing this stuff.
Yeah. Like the whole thing with it's all about gangs and violence and everything. Like while I'm playing video games, or I've been playing RuneScape for the past week, and I've been skilling. And while I'm doing that, I also watch Beyond Scared Straight. And some of the kids are like, "Oh, yeah, I'm a 14, I'm a gangbanger." And I'm like, "All right, cool, go gangbang in jail." And like these, inmates are telling them like, "Yo, this life isn't for you, and if you think it's for you, you're gonna end up with me, and you're not gonna want to be here." Like, I understand some people, like, for example, one of my roommates, he listens to this kind of stuff, but that's not his life, and, like, he just listens to it for enjoyment, which is perfectly fine. I listen to it for enjoyment as well, but obviously I'm not going to take it seriously like a lot of other people do. So, I just try not to affiliate myself with that kind of music as much, just due to the fact of the community behind it.
Like, I don't necessarily mind like hearing one or two rap songs in an EDM playlist. It's just like, yeah, I grew up on most of that stuff, but I don't live by it like a lot of people claim to do.
Right.
And like it's just like and people like say I'm a clown because I don't listen to rap music all the time, and like when I'm DJing I don't play 100% rap the entire night. And like
right.
And like you said, like people on Beyond Scared Straight say that they claim that this is like all good for them, but at the same time, one thing that my mom's ex had said, he said it doesn't really matter anyway because a lot of these kids nowadays seeing this going to jail as some sort of rite of passage. Like that's what it means to be a man. If you go to jail and if you get yourself into that much trouble, something that I feel like my brother has fell victim to. Like he feels like the more trouble he gets himself into, the more rep he gets, and like I just feel like that's not the kind of rep you should like wish to desire.
That's not the kind of rep that you need in your life, like at all. I follow this this page on Facebook that basically gives me the news from my city, and over the past, not year as in this past January, but over the past like 365 days, there are at least like 5 to 10 kids that are currently in jail for murder or dealing drugs, and I grew up with those kids. So it's crazy, and I'm not saying, it's because of the music, but it's just like, the music talks about that shit, and like, these kids are going to jail, and they think it's like the coolest fucking thing on the planet, when in reality, like, you're basically throwing your life away.
Like, a lot of these rappers probably never even been to jail in the first place. Like, it's the whole infamous story behind, like, Rick Ross saying that he's this bass pusher and, like, he does all of this heavy-duty shit, but, like, he was a correctional officer.
Yeah. the whole thing with, hip-hop and, well, today's hip-hop is quite upsetting, to be completely honest. Like, back in the day, I really couldn't even be saying that because back in the day I was like 5. But from what I hear, back in the day, like when hip-hop was real, like when there was like Tupac and Biggie, like I fell back and I listened to some of that music, and I mean, it's not for me, but I enjoyed it much more than today's hip-hop, for sure.
Because like, even though in some cases people like Eazy-E too, and like Ice Cube back when he was thugging and shit, and Snoop Dogg, like they talked about all of this stuff, and like the only difference between them talking about it and these rappers today talking about it is like the shit that they did was for real. Like back in the 80s, like we had the cocaine and crack epidemic, and like because people were like all obsessed with the shit, that was the only way that they can market themselves, through bass pushing and like selling their cassettes at the same time.
Right.
Like they knew that like a lot of these big time record label people, they were the ones that was actually doing the stuff. So at the same time, while they about to sell this dude another kilo, they probably like giving him the mixtape, you should give this a try too. I don't know if that necessarily happens, but I'm not from the 80s.
I don't think that necessarily happens. I think like, obviously like Snoop was a Crip.
Yeah.
I believe. And like some of the shit that he's saying in his music, like that shit actually happened. Compare that to other rappers nowadays. Like a lot of rappers, like for example, 2 Chainz. Like he raps about so much shit and so much crazy shit, and a lot of it doesn't even make any sense, which is hilarious. But
like
dude has a 4.0, and
actually that was a rumor.
What was the rumor?
He does not have a 4.0. Like he did a year, like 1 year or 2 years in college, and then dropped out.
I don't think that's entirely true because I remember. Because did you see the video with him and
like
that one chick?
Like he didn't really defend what he was saying. He was just like, okay, like he didn't really defend it. He was just like, okay. He just like let it happen. He didn't really like defend it or say no, that's not true. Or he didn't really say. He didn't brag about it. He was just like, okay.
There was one video like when I forget her fucking name. But this lady, this blonde, middle-aged old lady, brought him on the show to discuss marijuana. And she was like, you're an educated man, you have a degree in this or whatever else. And he was like, yes, I do. But, like, what I'm trying to get to is, like, yeah, he raps about a lot of shit, but at the end of the day, he's a cool fucking dude. He's a really cool dude.
Yeah, and I already know, like, 2 Chainz can be cool as shit. But
yeah.
It's the same thing with Boosie. It's like, behind his high-pitched ass voice and like the stuff that he raps about, like you could like sit on his porch and have like an intellectual ass conversation about the government or something with him. Like he's really smart, but like he's not using that knowledge in his lyrics.
No,
it's just like a lot of these rappers.
That's not what the demographic wants. That's not what the audience wants. What they want is fuck bitches, get money. They don't want the government's taking over your life. That's why when you go on YouTube and you search up hip hop, the first few things you're going to see is like Nicki Minaj, Drake, 2 Chainz, and like one of the last few things you're going to see are people like preaching real shit, like the government's fucked up, or we're destroying the planet, plants and trees, whatever else. Like that shit's real. That shit is so real.
You remember when they tried to call Lupe Fiasco crazy too, because like his album was just basically exposing all of the stuff to like how fucked up the government is. Right. So like they tried to say he was crazy, so that's why he went on that like little retirement situation. Yeah.
Music industry is crazy, and like and here I am, wanting to go into it for my fucking career field, but hey, that happens.
But at the same time, it all depends on like what musical realm you want to go to. Like if you want to be an EDM star, like yeah, it's not as screwed up as it is nowadays, but like stuff like country singers and rock stars, it's all different. I feel
country is taking over the world. Do not even
like I'm not talking bad about country. I'm just saying like it's not as difficult to get into country as it is to like be an EDM like musician or to be a trap hitting like trap slinging rapper. Yeah. Anything like that. It's not as difficult as a country, and that's kind of a good thing. Like even in like a lot of these rock bands, like Sleeping with Sirens and Pierce the Veil, I swear to God, like people don't want to admit it, but stuff like that is all based on looks. Like from a man's perspective, Kellen Quinn is a very handsome man. No homo. Okay. But like, and like his voice is gorgeous, but like no homo again. But like at the same time, like it's not too many rock stars nowadays where the head singer is just like this good-looking person.
No, that is how it is. Like most bands nowadays, like most rock bands, I should say, not all, but like. Let's say the rock bands that the middle schoolers listen to, like the preteens and the ones that are going through puberty, like Sirens and Pierce the Veil and whatever else. I mean, the lead singers, the guitarist, whoever's up front on the stage is always good looking because that's what is selling the records. They don't give a shit about the music. If the music was good, but that guy wasn't so hot, they're not gonna pay attention to it because they're preteens.
Like Sleeping with Sirens is a good band. Pierce the Veil, they're a good band.
Yeah, of course, they are a good band. I do respect the music, but it's
same
just
thing
like
with like another thing, like even though like I kind of defended Justin Bieber in the last video, like I kind of defend One Direction a little bit too. It's like it's the matter of like they are good artists. Like I don't know if they write their lyrics anymore, but it's just like the fandoms, the Directioners, the Believers, they love their artists for the wrong reasons.
Right.
Like that's why I feel like loving EDM is more passionate than loving like a lot of these pop stars, is because it's not all looks based. Like it'll be like a month before you actually start looking into like what this artist actually looks like.
Exactly.
I didn't find out what Skrillex and Deadmau5 looked like until 3 months later in their careers. Like 3 months later until I started getting obsessed with them. Same thing with Daft Punk. I still don't know what they look like. Like I do. People like it's been so many like videos like claiming that these people are Daft Punk, but no. Like I want to see how they look now, like old.
Yeah, no. There's a recent picture of them without their masks, if I remember correctly. But
I heard they made a Thomas Bing out there. He made a cameo in that short documentary not documentary, but like that adaptation to them that's coming out in Australia, I think.
I think I know what you're talking about. I have to take a look into it, because I know there's one thing I saw from your EDM. Something about them having like an unmasked. Like they make it like a movie or something. I don't remember. Like it's really vague. But all I remember reading is like something about them being unmasked or something. But I'll definitely take a look into that and update you. But yeah, so that's why I enjoy EDM more than any other genre. Like I love metal. Like I'm in love with Lamb of God, Slipknot. Like I'm trying to see Slipknot this July when they come to Tampa. But
Slipknot scares me.
I love Slipknot. Slipknot, Lamb of God, Bullet for My Valentine, Atreyu, or some other ones, Killswitch Engage. Like I love that kind of music. What's that?
I think my U.S. history teacher knows the drummer of Bullet for My Valentine.
The drummer actually quit not too long ago, so that would be cool. But not anymore, because the drummer quit. Or they kicked him out. No, not the drummer, I'm sorry, the bassist. The drummer's still there. No, so that's cool.
I forgot what band he said, but yeah, but like another one of those artists that girls love for the wrong reason, except for this group is horrible. Blood on the fucking dance floor.
Blood on the Dance Floor is literally a band that all scene kids and preteens listen to because they hit puberty and they want to know everything about sex. So they listen to Blood on the Dance Floor because everything that Blood on the Dance Floor talks about is getting fucked in the ass.
Like, even when I was younger, I did listen to Blood on the Dance Floor, but not for that reason. It was just like, I just thought that their music, I literally thought that they were a fucking joke. Because, like, it was just like a whole bunch of funny curse words put in a funny fashion to me. It's just like, yeah, like that's what's funny. Like if you watch South Park, like even the Scrody McBoogerballs episode, like wow, the kids just found like all of these disgusting curse words that they had no idea like about like how morbid they were, and the adults were just like vomiting and like disgusted over it.
The kids are like, oh my god, this is so great, this is hilarious, I love this kind of music. And I just
thought they were like another Weird Al.
No, they're very serious with their lyrics. Like I listened to maybe one song in total from Blood on the Dance Floor when I was in middle school, and I hated it. I thought it was repulsive. And I went to Slipknot and listened to Purity about a girl being buried alive. But it's just Blood on the Dance Floor just gives me no pun intended, but a bad taste in my mouth every time I hear that fucking band, because just like, and like the kids are listening to that. That's the biggest fucking thing. Kids are listening to that shit, and they're talking about like, oh, fuck me in the ass, fuck me in the back seat, I'm gonna fuck you, and we're gonna fuck each other. I'm just like, fuck off, mostly, but.
it's just like so disturbing just to see like them even like allowing all ages to go to their shows.
Oh my god, like even better one, Miley fucking Cyrus letting fucking, oh my god, I remember seeing this one thing online, or it was like on Entertainment News. Fucking, there's this 12-year-old who was dying to go to this Miley Cyrus concert, and her mother was like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to the Miley Cyrus concert, because when the mom thinks it's Miley Cyrus, they think of Hannah Montana. So her and the mom went to the show, and then Miley Cyrus comes out twerking and slapping her vagina, and mom's like, we gotta go. So, like, that's another one. Like, she's fucking, God, she's stupid. She's stupid. Miley Cyrus is, ugh, God.
And like with Blown Up, that's where it's just like, I remember I saw a video of one of their live shows. Just like, you can hear the prematurity in the voices of the screaming girls. These aren't like full blown adult women. It's just like, you can hear, and like,
you can hear the puberty in the crowd.
Like even before like the concert even started, he was just like, oh, I can't wait to suck on all your little peewees, and like, I can't wait to fuck all your little come on all your tools. Like, nigga, do you know what kind of group you're talking about? And then there was another one where he was just like showing his ass to the whole crowd, and I'm like, this is why people think you're a pedophile. This is why bronies of all people, the people that are labeled
pedophiles, think you're a pedophile.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, Blood on the Dance Floor is just a terrible band. Yeah, and one thing I did to make a comment about Miley Cyrus. As much as I hate how she is now, she did make a good point that I have to respect. I forget if she tweeted it, I forget if it was in an interview, but she was like, yeah, people see me as Hannah Montana because that's how Disney saw me, but in reality, I always wanted to be the way I am now. I was like, you know what? Fair enough. I'm just not a fan of it. I do respect her as an artist, whatever else. She is a great singer. She's a great, great singer. But she, the path she wants to go down is the path I'm not a fan of. It is a path I do not fancy. But that's just how it is, man.
Like, can't shame being yourself, but I don't think this is really what Davy Vanity, whatever the fuck you pronounce his name, like, he perceived it as. And I'm pretty sure if this video goes up, he's gonna find this, and he's gonna get his army of 12-year-olds on me, like, trying to ruin my life, just like they did with every other girl that got easily offended by what 12-year-olds had to say.
Okay, here's the thing, though. We're 19. Well, I'm 19. I'm gonna be 20 in 3 months.
Like, and like the thing is, I love trolling the shit out of these 12-year-olds. It's just like, not even trolling, just like making them look so stupid. It's just like, same thing with like when I come at the idiotic believers and like the idiotic directions. Not saying all believers and directioners are the same, because I've met some respectful ones after that Jack U song came out. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, they don't know how to, like, they feel like because they just discover curse words, that's the only way I'm going to see their argument even more. And the fact that they're just trying to insult my weight.
Yeah.
And you're insult so my race.
Fuck. Like, you're making a great point right now.
Like, it's just like a lot of like, nowadays these kids don't know how to defend like somebody without being respectful. It's just like they feel like that's being mature, but no, that's far from mature. Any kids watching this, that's far from mature.
Yes, it's far from mature. Use proper words and big words and not curse words, because you're gonna get a point a lot farther than just using straight up curse words. But
like, that's what a lot of younger bronies fall victim to, is like, they, like, you know how I used to tell you about the love and tolerance nonsense?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of kids I know we're going off topic, but like, a lot of kids use that as a crutch to like, they use that as a crutch to like say, oh, you can't say anything mean about my Alicorn OC that's 100% perfect and doesn't get into any trouble at all. That's not what love and tolerance is about. They they stop constructive criticism with love and tolerance.
Yeah.
And like I just feel like it's about acceptance and respect rather than love and tolerance, because they all use it wrong. Like a lot of kids just don't know what it means.
Well, that's the thing. They're kids. Like they'll be dating some dude for a week, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I love you so much. We're gonna get married. We're gonna have kids." And they've only been dating for like a week. Like that's just kind of how it goes. But on the topic of trolling fangirls, most hilarious thing I've ever done in my life. This girl I was dating at the time, we went to Foxwoods, which is a casino in Connecticut, because The Wanted was playing, and we got free tickets to go from her mom. And we ended up getting front row seats. And well, actually what happened was we got tickets for like a nosebleed seat, and then a guy who ended up not wanting to go anymore gave us his ticket, and his ticket was literally like row 3.
God, that's lucky.
It was dope. But anyways, so the first band that came up that opened up for The Wanted was this other boy band known as Midnight Red, I believe. And they were like, all you ladies, all you pretty ladies better go on Twitter and mention us, because we're going to be on the Today Show tomorrow in New York and whatever else. And yeah, hashtag Midnight Red if you love us. And I'm like, I'm going to troll the fuck out of everyone. So I go on Twitter and I'm tweeting like, this band fucking sucks. I'm only here to see The Wanted. And I put hashtag Midnight Red so everyone sees. So my phone's blowing the fuck up. Mind you, my battery's like at 75%. It dropped down to like 10 at the end of the fucking concert because of the amount of notifications I was getting from these fucking preteens. She was like, I'm gonna find you. I'm like, front row, bitch. This is you should exit my mentions, please. I was like, these guys aren't even talented. They sing. Anybody who can talk can sing. And they're like, no, he plays the guitar. He played it once. I'm like, does he really? So, at the last song that they were doing, they did a portion where like they brought out real instruments and they were playing the instruments to the song. So I'm like, all right, I know a little bit about guitar. I'm going to pay attention to the bass guitarist and see if he's hitting the right notes compared to what I'm hearing on the PA system. So I'm watching him play. No, I'm listening first. I'm listening to the bass line, and the bass line, let's say the bass line was 4 measures long. I'm like, all right, so the bass line's 4 measures long. It's going to repeat for the whole thing because it's pop. So I'm going to look at the fretboard. I'm going to look at the notes he's playing and see if he plays those same notes every single time. He wasn't playing the same notes every single time. He was kind of just bullshitting. He had no idea what the fuck he was doing on this fucking bass guitar. I was like, are you sure they know how to play the bass? I tweeted her back. She was like, exit my mentions, please. I'm like, whatever. I'm in the front row. I don't give a shit. It was great. It was a good time. It was such a good time. This was like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. It was like, oh, God. Probably The Wanted was good, but like they're also a boy band, so obviously I was still a little meh about it. But it was a free concert, so like obviously I'm gonna fucking go. And plus it's Foxwoods, one of like the best casinos in the country. So,
Wait 2 minutes. I pissed off a lot of the people in the Gamergate community today, because like honestly I feel as though Gamergate is bullshit. It's just like a bunch of Tumblr feminists and the Anita Sarkeesian fan club just trying to attack gamers or some bullshit, and I'm just like, just ignore them. Like, just shut the fuck up and play some video games and call it a day. Like, and like, that was hilarious because like the dude is just like basically explaining to me, it's not like we want to do that, but like it's just like those people are distracting us and like they're getting into the media and fucking with our games, because Anita Sarkeesian is pissing me off because you heard of Mirror's Edge, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, there was rumors going around saying that she is working on the game, and she said that she wanted to make, like, she claims that she's speaking for all feminists and all women out there when she's pretty much speaking for her fucking self.
Yeah.
That she just said that she, and I quote, wanted to make a female-based controller set that made it easier for women to play.
That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Right! Thank you! It's just like, what kind of stupid shit is that? It's just like, I'm pretty sure they have a directory. Like, it's just like, when you like the thing that women don't understand is like, I mean not women, but like Tumblr feminist, extremist feminist, and the Anita Sarkeesian fan club. What they don't understand is that belittling yourself, but like talking down about yourself and saying that like, oh, I'm a woman, I can't do this, is basically belittling yourself and being sexist towards yourself. And like that's a lot of the things that people don't understand. It's just like you have no idea like how stupid you're making yourself look just by like doubting yourself. Because like even real feminists hate Anita Sarkeesian. Like I remember one girl.
That's a big statement.
And like she claimed, like she always attacks all the men that come at her on YouTube videos, like the dude Alpha Omega Sins.
Yeah.
That nigga is awesome. Alpha, if you're watching this, you're fucking
Alpha
badass.
Omega Sin is the man. I know who he is.
Like she called him out on Twitter.
Oh boy. You don't call out Alpha Omega Sin ever because he would just ruin your day. That is one dude you do not want to fuck with.
like he got in her fucking ass, like in another video, and like I'm wondering if like anybody saw it, because like usually in his videos you never see that one feminist chick or like that one immature kid that responds back. Like it's just like a bunch of mature adults going through a mature topic, or like
right.
that one young teenager that's just like, yeah, like he gets everything, but he sees it like in a younger vision, like
right. Of course.
I remember though, like it was like one of his like major rant videos. Like I think it was the GTA 5 being banned in Australia because the feminists. It was too violent. Yeah, no, not because it was too violent. Because the feminists wanted it taken off the shelves because you kill women and beat up hookers in the game.
Oh, fuck off.
Exactly. And, like, I remember I commented, drinking challenge. Every time Alpha says fuck or fucking take a shot.
You'd be dead before you even get to the video.
Exactly.
You would die from alcohol poisoning before 2 minutes in the video. Guaranteed. No matter how fucking much of a heavyweight you are when it comes to drinking, you are going to die within the 2 minutes of that fucking video.
I mean, unless you're from Ireland, but...
Even if you're from... Oh, alright, sorry. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Jesus.
They probably last like 5 minutes, but, God damn, my throat is dry. But, yeah. I just honestly feel like I don't mean to offend the Gamergate community, but I just feel like Gamergate is a bunch of bullshit. It's just like you're feeding the fire.
Yeah.
You're basically feeding the fire, and I'm just like, if it's really that much of a problem, just like shut up, and like don't even bother them. Just like shut the fuck up, pick up your controller, and play some fucking video games, and call it a day.
True.
Like, that's the thing that people don't understand. Okay, so I guess this is us just closing out soon. Is there anything you'd like to get off your chest, Nate?
Yeah, first things first about the whole feminism thing. I approve. I am with equal rights for men and women, but some of the things you feminists are saying are a little crazy. For example, that controller, that just kind of hit me hard. That rubbed me the wrong way. Anyways, yeah, some music stuff going on. I'm currently working on an EP, as I mentioned in the beginning. I'm going to be selling it for $1, everybody, $1. So it's going to be at least 4 tracks. I might be doing more. That's going to be $1, no more, no less. It will be yours. You will own it, whatever else. On top of that, I'm also working on a project with 2 other buddies of mine who are from Full Sail. We're going to be doing a producer-DJ trio. We're going to be doing some stuff tomorrow. We're probably be making a small EP as well. That's going to be free.
Is there room for a potential collab in here?
Is there a room for potential collab in this EP? Possibly. I'm going to get FL Studio for my MacBook next week. I just have to wait for my tax returns. And after that, we can talk about collabs. What else is going on? I'm also doing a mix for Party 95, and what Party 95 is It's an app on your phone that you can download where basically there are different radio stations you can listen to. I'm going to be underneath the EDM station, and I'm going to be spinning for 2 hours. Well, it's going to be a pre-mix. I'm going to mix it and send it to them. And that was through FSEDM, the EDM organization at Full Sail. So be on the lookout for that. Facebook and SoundCloud will be below this video. So if you are interested in listening to some of my stuff or want to keep in touch with me, my Twitter and all that good stuff will be down there. And that's it.
Okay, everybody. This has been another DGN Presents an AJETT conversation. This is DJ AJETT and Lost Habits signing off.
Bitch ass.
Use a bitch ass.
Use a bitch ass.
Use a bitch ass, nigga.
Use a bitch
Yo,
ass.
use a bitch.
Yo, use a mother.
Yo, use a. Oh, you know the neighbor stole my skateboard?
What neighbor?
This one?
Is that one of your roommates?
Yeah, it's one of my roommates. Yeah, my board was, the beginning of this week, I was getting the mail, and I guess I left my board outside the front door.
Yeah.
Because I was getting the mail and I was also coming back from grocery shopping.
Mm-hmm.
So I had like bags and shit, so I put my board on the wall, and if the door came inside, I was like, holy shit, my board's outside, let me go grab it. So I opened the door, it's supposed to be right there, it's not. I'm like, alright, I probably brought it in the house. So I'm looking around my room, I'm like, where the fuck's my board?
Was it the,
There's a board right there. So fucking, I'm freaking the fuck out, I'm looking underneath the bed, I'm checking my fucking closet for it, I'm checking the bathroom for it, I'm like, where the fuck's my board? And I just came to the conclusion that it was stolen. I had no idea from who, and whoever the fuck. I thought maybe Ron took it.
Yeah.
But I saw Ron at Full Sail yesterday, and he didn't mention it. So I'm like, all right, so that means Ron doesn't have it. So what the fuck? So I'm sitting in bed and I'm on Netflix, and I hear outside today. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I look outside this window, and I'm looking at the board. I'm like, those are my wheels.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need you to do a kickflip for me just so I can confirm it's my fucking board. And I'm looking through this window. I'm not outside. So, fucking, he goes inside, and I'm like, I don't know if that's my board, but I have a feeling that's my fucking board.
Yeah.
So, I don't think anything of it. I'm back on Netflix, and then I hear it again. I'm like, oh, he's back outside. This time, he had another board. So I'm like, oh, did you see me? And then you went to go grab another board or some shit? That's interesting. So, fucking, I was like, whatever. Back on Netflix. Fucking, I hear it again. This time, it's another kid with the same board the first time. I was like, I think those are my fucking wheels.
Wait, it was like a little ass kid? Like...
I'm guessing 16.
Oh,
so, I'm looking outside and I'm like, I'm gonna go check the mail.
Yo,
they're outside by the mailbox.
Nate.
He was black. He was black.
Little black nigga.
Little black nigga, yeah. So I'm like, I'm gonna go check the mail. So I go to go check the mail. I'm like, nice board, bro. He's like, oh, thanks. I was like, you might have to put a kickflip on that really quick? He's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. So I did the kickflip just to flip over the board to see if it was my graphic or not, and it was. So I was like, where'd you get this board? I was like, where'd you get this board? He's like, I don't know, my brother got it for me. I'm like, you know your brother stole this from me. He was like, oh, no, but my brother got it for me. I'm like, tell your brother you just stole my $200 board and thank you. He's like, no, but my brother got it for me. I'm like, if there's an issue, your brother, he can come outside and we can talk about it. He was like, but my brother got it for me. Like, he just kept saying the same fucking thing. And he ended up going inside. I'm like, well, you guys are fucking dicks. And it was raining today, too, so he was skating it in the rain, which isn't a good fucking thing. Kind of pissed about.
Yo, I swear to God, if something like that went down...
Yeah, it's good now. It's good now. It was late drizzle. So.
Yo, that's fucking crazy.
It's fucking ridiculous.
If that shit went down, like, over here, my brother already...
I saw G, too, just going to class. Like, as I was leaving, I seen him going in.
Really?
Like, oh, shit. Yeah, Garrett. I seen JR, too, when I was leaving.
They have class today? They might, actually. I had a double lab the other day.
Yeah, I'm assuming they do.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm crazy.
Crazy.
I swear to God, if any of that shit would have went down here, my brother would have been shot somebody.
Shit's fucking ridiculous.